The most powerful tool you have in your auto repair shop when it comes to working with clients on a daily basis is the ability to ask questions. And, you know, Dutch is always harping on me. You know, I made a video about the 300% rule and he's all wound up about it. But, you know, one of the big things that Dutch has taught me, and Rick White and the others, Cecil, everybody's always said, hey, make sure that you understand what it is that your client hopes to accomplish through this interaction. And so I say interaction because this works for plumbers, this works for builders, this works for electricians, and it works for auto repair too. But if you don't understand what it is your client is hoping to achieve by working with you, you know, when it comes to an automobile, do they want to get rid of it tomorrow? Is this just checking it out to make sure that it's okay to be sold? Or do they hope to keep this thing for the next 40 years? It's very important that you understand what they hope to accomplish. Oftentimes we go at it and we think because we're the professional, we know what's best. Now listen, in the technical aspect, we often do know what's best, but that doesn't mean what's best aligns with their goals. Now, I'm not talking about making repairs that are not the right repair. Right? There's been plenty of cases where folks have made repairs because somebody said, I don't want to spend that much money on this, or hey, we only have this much to spend, and they're later sued or charged criminally because they did not do what was best. They did not make a proper repair. Be it brake systems, you know, electricians, be it the way they wire something up. As a professional, you cannot waver away your professional responsibility. Okay, I see a lot of people doing that. Oh, I don't offer a warranty. It doesn't matter. Oh, they signed a waiver that said I'm not responsible. Well, when you take that sucker to court and that judge looks at it and he says, hey, I get it. They said that it was okay and they wouldn't sue you, but here we are. They did sue you. And by the way, you can't waive your professional responsibility. What are you going to do? Right? Like you're just going to pay the judgment, I guess. Right? So I'm not saying that the customer needs to be in charge of the entire process. I am saying that it's our responsibility to understand their desired outcome for this experience, work with them to build a plan to properly repair the vehicle, plumb the house, wire the house, whatever it is, and then build that plan around where it is they hope to go. Now look, if it gets to the point that they have entirely unrealistic expectations, it's time for us to go our separate ways. It's not my job to convince them otherwise. If they don't want what I sell, that's okay. I don't have to be offended about it. But I'm not going to do work that jeopardizes my integrity. I'm not going to do work that puts me in a vulnerable situation legally. I'm just not going to do that. Understand what it is that your consumer wants. Determine, is this within the threshold of what I want to offer? Right? Like for us, there are definitely times that we will not make a repair because down the road, we know that repair is going to cause us headaches. If they don't want to repair it right, we might just say, hey, completely understand, happy to refer you over to whoever it is, but I'm sorry, I won't be able to help you with this project. I look back at it, the number of people I called about putting the HVAC in the shop. A lot of people said, nah, man, I don't do that kind of work. I didn't get offended about it. I didn't get upset. But you know, you look at auto repair and we keep saying yes to crap that we should never say yes to. I guess the lesson today, and I'm sorry for rambling, I'm just out walking and talking. I guess the lesson I have for today is understand what it is your consumer's trying to accomplish and figure out if that lines up with doing the right thing for them. But don't go into this thinking you know what's best and you know what they want if you haven't asked. Y'all have a good one.